And we are live. What's up, guys? This is Ruben from Dubb's podcast Connection Loop. I have with me today Jason Duncan. So Jason is a Dubb user, and I'd love to explore kind of his use cases and what he's up to. But more importantly, I'd love to really get into the origin story of Jason here. So Jason, talk to me, man.
Well, thank you, Ruben. Glad to be on this with you. So this company that I run is called Energy Lighting Services, and we're based in the Nashville, Tennessee area. We will be celebrating our 10th year in business.
Wow, nice.
And
congrats.
yeah, thank you. It's hard to believe. And this is my third career. So I spent my first career.
Okay.
I was in ministry. I actually did ministry for almost 13 years. Started in my senior year in high school, and for 13 years did ministry and sales kind of bivocationally. And then I went into teaching school. Went back to school, got my master's in education, taught school for 4 years, and would still be teaching school if the Great Recession hadn't happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Great Recession hit the school budget really hard, and even though I had the highest test scores of any teacher in my subject in the county, I did not have tenure, and I was the last guy hired in that building. So when they had to make cuts just to hit budgets, my contract didn't get renewed. So I had to do something, and so I thought,
last in, first out, LIFO,
yeah,
right?
last in, first out. So I made a decision. There's more details. I don't want to go into all of it, but I'd started the company kind of as a little side hustle a year prior to that event. And then when this happened, I thought, okay, it's all in. I'm going to go all in. And I gave myself 6 months to kind of make some money, to get something going. And I thought, if I don't do it in 6 months, I'll go get another job somewhere else, real job, a W-2. And man, I landed 3 days before my self-imposed deadline. I landed what turned out to be a multi-million-dollar contract with a hospital.
Wow. It's that story. I mean, that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
And that,
so,
that's 10 years.
So were you considering during that 6-month journey, how many times did you consider giving up?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I was interviewing with other companies all along the way. So I'm on the airplanes flying out to visit LED lighting manufacturers. I'm prospecting new client opportunities, and then I'm also interviewing with other companies. And I'm trying to hold everything at arm's length because I don't know which one's going to land first. And I remember there was one company that I was interviewing with it was a headhunting recruiting position. I was going to be a recruiter for them in sales. And I kept kind of saying, hey, can we meet next week? And then he'd say, okay, we can meet this week. And then that meeting would come up and I go, can I push this another week? And I kept pushing it because I knew they were about to offer me the job.
Yeah.
I didn't want to take it because I was working on this big deal, and that big deal happened. And that guy said, look, it doesn't sound like you're interested in this job. So you're out. So
he could kind of, they could sense that for some reason. That's funny how that works. Yeah. Well, your story reminds me of the story of John Krasinski, the actor from The Office that now has, of course, his own show on Amazon. And he decided to become an actor, and he moved to New York, and he was waiting tables, and he was really struggling, getting 0 gigs, and he was going to give up. And I think his mom actually said, "Look, you gotta stick around." It was September, I think. You got to stick around for the holidays. And he did. And then I think just within that short little time period of his mom motivating him to stick around, to not give up, that's actually when he landed the gig at The Office, the TV show, of course. And now the rest is history. He's almost an A-lister. But it's that not giving up, right? In that self-imposed deadline. And then sometimes even pushing that deadline even longer.
Yep, that is true. You've got to make sure that you're committed.
Yeah.
And I tell people this all the time. In the life of an entrepreneur, there is an invisible horizontal line that the only person that can see it is the entrepreneur himself or herself.
Right.
And if you go below that line, you're out of business. And you're the only one that knows how close you are to that line at any given time. And so you just you're managing those expectations and managing reality and trying to get revenue and trying to pay bills and service your customers as best you can.
Well, I think one of the biggest conundrums, which is either a good thing or a bad thing or both at the same time, it's pushing, it's flying without enough gas in the tank, I mean, you hear these stories like the CEO of FedEx, he couldn't make payroll. He went to Vegas. Wow, that's reckless. He took the last couple of bucks he had. And of course, I mean, as the story goes, he made payroll, but how do you find that balance of when to not give up, when to keep pushing, when to seek help? I mean, I think to your point, it's about putting in the time, putting in the effort, and then having that sense of self-accountability.
Well, the way I tell people when they ask that question is, when you have accomplished what you set out to accomplish, you're free to end it at any time. That's not quitting. That's ending well. But if you haven't yet accomplished what you've set out to accomplish, anytime you end it before then, that's quitting. So, for me, I have not yet accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Most of it has been, I'm paying my bills, I'm out of debt, my family's taken care of, I'm getting to do things financially that I'd never have been able to do before. I've got great employees, I'm building a great team, company's doing well. So those things are great, but there's a few other things that I want to accomplish, so I can't call it off until those happen. But when they do, anytime I'm ready to hang it up, man, that's not quitting. I'm going out. This is what I attempted to do, and I did it. And so I did it. But what do you want me to do?
Well, what's really interesting from my perspective on hearing your story is that your origin is in ministry and in sales. Yeah. And really, really, what is that? It's a guide. It's someone that seeks to assist other people and has some sort of a system or a framework, an idea or a philosophy or a religion, doesn't matter what it is. And ultimately, it's about providing value and providing help that's beneficial, that's long-term. Isn't that what sales is in this day and age? It's about helping people. It's about giving frameworks and structure so that they can help themselves ultimately, right, and have that faith and have that belief and hope, really. And, I think as an entrepreneur, to hear your story, I presume that you started with a sales mentality. You said, look, I got 6 months. I need to start driving revenue. I need to close deals. I need to get value out there and then receive compensation. And, it might seem like second nature to you, but there's a lot of people that don't have that philosophy, that don't understand that it's all about the sales. It's all about the relationships. It's all about that continual viral loop that we get of referrals and happy customers and so on and so forth. So kudos to you, man.
Well, thank you.
Congrats on the 10 years.
Everything is sales, man. There is nothing in this screen that people can see, nothing in the screen that people can see for me happened without somebody selling something to someone.
Right.
Everything is sales. So
what sold you on Dubb? I got to ask.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and I don't want to mention your competitors' names, but I listen to a sales training podcast. And they have a sponsor, I don't think they'd use them anymore, but they had a sponsor that was about video emails.
Okay.
It was the first time I'd ever heard of them. And I heard of the concept. I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And so I looked it up and I looked at theirs and I did searching for alternatives, which is what I think a lot of us do.
Yeah.
Somehow found you guys. And I think the usability was good. The price was right. Everything just seemed to work, and we did it. And holy crap, man, it's just been, it has been fantastic. Dubb is one of the top tools for my company and our business development, prospecting, lead nurturing, deal nurturing. I do Dubb videos for almost everything, and people love it. Now, one day it's going to suck because everybody's going to be doing it. It won't be novel anymore. Yeah. But until then, I'm going to be riding that novelty wave, and it's going to make me stand out in the crowd.
Well, it's first of all, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that. What you just described is a lot of our work, a lot of what we have put ourselves out to do, which is to provide a product that is reasonably priced, that has all the features that can empower people to create original content so that people can find us. We want to stay efficient with our efforts.
With Dubb, you can easily send your business videos from Gmail, LinkedIn, CRMs, and so many more places, but you don't have to take my word for it.
Absolutely perfect.
Screen records, landing pages that can really help businesses to grow.